I think journalists need to be genuinely representative by asking people who know to brief sometimes. I've given talks informally in newsrooms on basic background information on major world religions, on culture, on underrepresented social categories. But I think we don't have to be religious. I think we should all, as journalists, and to some extent as citizens, bother to find out basic stuff about the society in which we live in and people's beliefs. I am struck that newsrooms are very unreligious places, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I met a journalist once who said she wanted to become a journalist because she felt Islam was misreported. And my concern is always a journalist should be neutral, but a journalist should acknowledge that there may be gaps in their knowledge. But if you have a narrow perspective or pushing a perspective, that can be a problem of its own. We need to look for new interviewees of different ages, which is one of the reasons I was very upset about some of the coverage of student protests. I thought there was too much talking about the violence or talking to politicians about what they thought, and not enough attempt to engage students who were living through the changes and things like Emma's. There's also a question about what can viewers do and people who are involved in public life like yourselves. And one of the things I always say is say yes to media requests when you can, particularly if your point of view is a reasonable one. One of the problems after 9/11 was a huge retreat to extreme voices very keen to get on air, and mainstream voices staying very quiet because they didn't want to attract trouble.